Okay, so before we go into the next part in algebra, I'm just going to go through the answers. This first one you can see during the PowerPoint, there was a little example there of simplifying different expressions. So for each one there, if we just look at the first one, we just add the n's together. They're all like terms, so we just add them together and we get 6n. So I want you just to go through what you've done and match up your answers to the ones here and correct your own work. For the section A, same thing again, except there are different terms. So we've got the 2x and the 3x. They're both like terms. So that's going to give us 5x. And then we have to match up the 6y minus the 4y. And that's going to give us plus 2y. Okay, so if you do each one of that, use a different colour as you go along. 5x and the minus 3x are the like terms here. That's going to give us 2x. And the 2y and the plus 6y is going to give us plus 8y. Okay, so I'll just go through the other answers. The next one, we've got 2x and 5y. Then we've got 6s plus 6t. Then we've got 2u plus 7v. We've got 7or plus 3s. 5x plus 2y. That's 5a plus 3b. And then the last one is 2a when we add them all together plus 2b. So I want you to go through those answers as well from section A and correct your work. The next one then in set B, we learned that x squared and x are different terms. So we can't match up the 2x. We can't add all of those numbers up together. Okay? We can add the 2x and the 4x together. And then we can add the 3x squared and the 5x squared together. So we can circle those two. And then we're circling those two to add up. So we end up for the first one getting 6x plus 8x squared. Okay, next one we'll end up getting 9y plus 3y squared. Then we have 7z. There's a sign missing on that one, but that should be a plus. So 7z plus 4z squared. Then we've got 2z, and you can see here 2z squared minus 2z squared is just going to be 0. So our answer is just 2z. And we've then got 2v plus 3v squared. 6x plus 5x squared. 2z again. These are going to cancel to give us 0. So our answer is just 2z. And then we've got nothing to match the 9h squared up to, but we can collect all of these. So we end up with 9h squared staying as it is, and then we get plus 2h when we collect the other three terms. And then the last one, 2j squared plus j. So again, I want you to go back over your answers and mark your work for those. Okay, so we're moving on to multiplying terms in algebra. From what you would have done in number and BIMDAS, okay, brackets, indices, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Brackets, they mean multiplication, okay? So for the example here, if I've got 5 outside the bracket, that means 5 has to be multiplied in to two numbers in the bracket here, okay? So 5 multiplied by 3 is 15, and 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. 15 plus 5 is 20. So what was done here was the 3 and the 1 were just added together to give us 4, and then 5 times 4 is 20. So there are two ways to do that. So the one I was talking about is down here. So we separate out the numbers. Once that 5 is outside the bracket, it has to be multiplied in by both numbers, okay? Yellow box, I want you to take that part out in your copy. Both numbers inside the bracket are multiplied by 5, the number outside the bracket. So that's easy enough, but the problem is in algebra, you're going to have an unknown value, okay? But it still means the same thing. So for this example here, if I've got 5 outside the bracket again, but this time I have x plus 1, I still have to multiply 5 by x and 5 by 1, okay? 5 multiplied by x is just going to give me 5x, and 5 multiplied by 1 is just going to give me 5, okay? And again, I want you to take down the yellow box here. Each inside term is multiplied by the outside term. And the blue box as well, in algebra, when asked to expand, we are being asked to remove the brackets by multiplication. So the way those brackets get removed is by multiplying the outside number in. Okay, so let's have a look at a couple of examples here. Okay, so if we have a look at the first one here, 2 is outside the bracket and x plus 2 are inside the bracket. So from the previous slide, we know that we have to multiply the outside number into the brackets. Okay, so we get 2, put our x inside the bracket, plus the number 2, which is outside again, by 2 inside the bracket. So for 1a, we get 2x plus 4, okay, because 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, 2 multiplied by x is 2x. Okay, so that's one part A there. I'm going to skip on because you're going to do one part B and C. I'm going to skip on and have a look at 2 part C. So we've got 4 bracket 2y minus 3. So we split up the bracket, 4 multiplied by 2y and 4 multiplied by minus 3. Okay, so when we multiply them together, 4 multiplied by 2y, multiply the numbers, we get 8y, and 4 multiplied by minus 3 is minus 12. Now, we already know that when we're collecting like terms, they have to, the letter that goes with them has to be the same. It's not, so we don't do anything further with that. 8y minus 12 is just our answer, just like 2x plus 4 is our answer as well. Okay, so what you're going to do is, I'm going to circle the questions that you're going to do, 1b, 1c, and 2a, 2b. You're also going to try question 3, and I'm going to do question 4a here as well. Okay, so just because there's 3 numbers inside the bracket, it doesn't change the way we have to work these out. Okay, so 4a, 8 outside the bracket, we've got 4x plus 2y minus 3. So again, we split up the bracket. 8 has to be multiplied by all of the terms inside the bracket. So 8 multiplied by 4x plus 8 multiplied by 2y plus 8 multiplied by minus 3. Okay, so when we multiply the first 8 by 4x, we end up getting 32x. When we multiply by 8 by 2y, we end up with plus 16y. And then 8 by minus 3, we end up getting minus 24. Okay, can't add anything together. We have to leave it as is because all of them are unlike terms from each other. So I've done 4a for you as well. And I'm going to circle B, C and D for you to try for Friday.